Hey, welcome back to this channel. I would like to thank you so much for being my loyal subscribers, for coming back to watch every video I put here. Maybe you are a new subscriber or a new viewer. I would like to applaud you for taking your time to watch my tutorials. I like to talk about tech. Now today I would like to discuss about something. Some people don't understand cloud computing. Cloud computing has a lot of potential to enable us to do a lot of stuff that we like. For example, did you know that you can run a virtual desktop totally in the cloud and access it on a remote on your local machine? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about this kind of stuff. We'd like to talk about if it is really viable or it makes sense to run a virtual desktop in the cloud. Presently, I'm using Microsoft Azure to run my own server there. I have a server that I'm running on Azure. So on that server, it has Windows installation on it. Remember, my server is running the typical Windows instance. It's not a Windows server. It's just a normal Windows version, the one you use on your computer. Now, this is my Azure portal. I have a Windows machine that is running there. And this Windows machine, it has 2 virtual CPU cores, and it also has 8 GB of memory configured. With this machine, I can use it to do anything I like remotely. For example, if I want to access my machine, I just have to fire up my remote desktop connection client on my local machine. As you can see, this is just on my local machine. This software or the application that I want to use to connect to my Windows machine is just running on a local machine. So I would like to use it to connect to this instance that is located somewhere in Azure data center. But the question is it viable to run a virtual desktop in the cloud? Does it make any sense? And why would you need to run a virtual desktop? Well, to some people like us, people who are tech enthusiasts or who are ever curious to do things, we may just have to run it. That could be the reason. You want to find out whether it works. But there is also a more legit reason. You may want to run a virtual desktop because your computer doesn't allow you to run a couple of other stuff on it simultaneously. So you just have to run a virtual desktop in the cloud and achieve the computing power you need to fulfill your tasks. Or you may want to run a virtual a virtual machine or a virtual desktop, a virtual computer on the cloud to do other complicated stuff. For example, you can set up a penetration environment, a penetration testing environment in the cloud. So basically, you set up a virtual network that enables the different machines you've configured in your pen testing lab to talk to one another within a given subnet. So you can do that. You can test the software, any software you want. If you're not so sure that the software you want to run on your computer is safe, you can just have to fire up a virtual computer in the cloud and test it to test its performance and way it works before even installing it in your production environment. So there are so many reasons that you can base on to use virtual desktop. Virtual desktops are becoming the new normal in the near future. Even right now, many companies are adopting cloud computing in their business operations. They just want to minimize the upfront spending when buying technical IT hardware. Some of the things that cost money is to pay upfront to acquire IT hardware, like switches, like routers, like computer and stuff like that. But on the cloud, you don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to afford this hardware. All you have to do is to take use of the cloud platforms and fire up any instance you want to achieve and complete your task. Now, I like us to watch this video very carefully and see whether it makes sense to you to run a virtual desktop. You could have your own reasons. You may want to run a virtual desktop for reasons like probably you want to run other applications in the cloud, or you want to host a website, or you want to host any application. So running a server in the cloud has a lot of applications. It has a lot of uses that you cannot exploit or exhaust at once. So in this video, let's try to evaluate the performance of a virtual desktop in Azure. Now, as I've told you that I have my Windows machine running on Azure. So what I have to do is to copy the public IP address of my machine and paste it in the remote desktop connection client on my local computer. This is my local computer, and I would like to use this local computer to connect it to my virtual desktop that is located on Azure in some data center in the US. Now, when you paste your IP address, the public IP address of your machine, you can as well save it, because next time if you want to connect to your machine every time, you don't have to be copying the IP address and filling in all the necessary login credentials. So you have to just paste in and save these credentials for future purposes. If you're familiar with this application, then you don't have to follow here when I'm connecting to my instance. Now let's connect and see. Okay, so as you can see, my machine is already connected remotely on the virtual machine, on the virtual desktop. To prove to you that I'm running a virtual computer right now, I can minimize my RDP client, and this is my machine. This is the machine I'm using, and this is the virtual computer I'm running on the cloud. So we would like to see how it performs. As you can see, this is the Windows logo button. When you click it, it opens. Just like when you go down here and click on your local machine, it will open. You see? When you click here, the response is just fine. This is because this is your local machine. But again, when you go to the virtual machine and click on the logo button, you will see that it responds. Now, when you right click on your virtual machine or virtual desktop, you can see that it is very responsive. Very responsive. There could be some latency, but it's just so minimal that it is so difficult to detect the latency, the response latency when you're trying to execute something. Now, let's try to open Google Chrome. So this is Google Chrome. As you can see, Google Chrome is open and it looks very smooth to run. Let's try to open YouTube. So let's open YouTube. As you can see, YouTube is opening. You see, in YouTube you can try to let me find a video to play here. I don't want to play something that is copyrighted, non-copyrighted music. So let's try to find something non-copyright with no copyright issues. So as you can see, the response of our virtual computer is very, very, very fine. Now, let's try to play something that is not copyrighted. Now, when you play a video, guys, this is virtual computer, virtual desktop, and this video is playing on our virtual machine. It is fantastic. It is so fantastic. This is virtual desktop. It's virtual desktop. You can see how it works, and the sound is fine. The sound is just fine. I can't just imagine this. Let me take you back to prove that this is a virtual desktop. This is our computer, the local machine, and I'm based from Africa, and this is the virtual desktop we are connected to. This means you can even do whatever you like using a virtual desktop hosted in the cloud. You don't have to buy more computers. You don't have to buy more computers to do a bunch of stuff if you want. You see, this is, as you can see, everything is just working fine. And when you close, it has closed. No latency issues. Let's try to open Microsoft Edge. You know, Microsoft Edge is a bit slow even in the local machines, but you have to just bear for a few seconds. So Microsoft Edge is open on our virtual computer that is hosted on the cloud. And if you minimize, this is our local machine. And this is our virtual computer that is hosted on Azure. And let's try to use Microsoft Edge to play some videos on YouTube. www. Okay. No latency issues. And let's try to play copyright music. We don't want to play something that is copyrighted. Okay. Let's play this one. No lag issue. You can even see, you can adjust the resolution for the video up to 720, and it is working fine. It is just working fine. This is technology. This is cloud computing technology. Cloud computing technology. This is the magic, and this is the future. And this is the future, guys. So I'd recommend everyone to try out this. I have a bunch of videos I've been making or recording. You can check them out and see how to configure a Windows machine on Azure or in the cloud, how to set up a Ubuntu server on the cloud. So I have all those videos. You can watch them. I'm going to put the link in the description below, and you try out for yourself, test it out and see your experience. This is cloud computing technology. Try it out for yourself and see, and share your experience in the comment below. Now, we've tested that the performance issues. We can also test the speed test. Let's try to check the speed test on our virtual machine. Speed test. Let's try to run a speed test on our virtual machine. So it is running. Okay, maybe let's use this app, the speed test for speedtest.net, and you scan. It is pinging. Fold 50, 65, 70, 80 Mbps. My goodness, what an amazing internet. Wow. Download speed 181 Mbps. My goodness. This is remote virtual desktop, but just look at the speed. It's just amazing. Download the speed. Wow. You see, look at this, guys. This is just incredible. It is just incredible. My goodness, I can't just believe this. 925 Mbps. My goodness, it's just mind-blowing. The speed is just fine. You can even log into your Gmail. You can even log into your Gmail and access your emails. Yes, use just on the virtual desktop. Just sign in and access your inbox. You can do whatever you want. You can save files on your virtual machine. You see, these are the folders. These are the disks that are created on your machine. I already have 102 gigabyte of free space and another one of 14 GB free space. So it is just incredible. It's just incredible. As you can see, I can create a folder on my machine. Name it Yoga Comp. Anything you want, you can do that. You can even edit. You can even edit videos from your virtual machine. Anything you like. So, guys, if I would like to get a local song, I don't know how I can get some non-copyright music and download it. Oh, okay. Let's download VLC. Let's try to download VLC. Okay, so VLC, download. Just look at the speed, the download speed. It is just amazing. Wow. So let's try to install VLC. So we are installing VLC on our virtual desktop. So okay, as it installs, let's get some audio we can play locally without using the internet on the local machine, on the remote machine. YouTube library. So let's use YouTube library because this is a free music and I wouldn't want to use copyrighted content. YouTube library. Okay. Audio library. Okay. This is
trying to become a professional house music producer without understanding the relationship between your music and your mastering chain is like trying to speak a new language because you saw a foreign film. You're not going to sound professional and you're not going to get your point across. Same goes for your house music productions. You're going to turn off labels, A&Rs and potential fans. This is why I'm making this video for you. Okay, so look, in the past 2 years, I've been streamed over 27.5 million times on Spotify alone. I've got 2 #1 hits on Beatport, 10...
I want to get... Where can I download? I would like to download, free download. Okay. Let's try to download this. I would like to download this video, this audio, and I don't know how to do that. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to download. I think should we use SoundCloud? I don't want to log in. I just want something that I can test on the local machine. YouTube audio library. Let's go back. Okay, maybe here. Do I have to log in? Honestly, guys, oh gosh, I didn't want to log in, honestly, but let me try this. I didn't want to log in, but okay. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. I'm trying to find music that we can play, we can download on our local machine. So on our remote machine, let me find the email address I can use. I like to find the email address. Okay. let's use global Intel. Six. Okay, so it requires me to verify. I use two-factor authentication. Okay. Okay. So I've verified. I'm not looking to create a channel. Oh, so it requires me to create a channel. Okay, maybe let's do that. So I would like to get some free music to play. This is the music I wanted to get. It is free music. It is uncopyrighted and it's freely given by YouTube. So we'd like to download. Let me find something that is inspiring, maybe ambient. Oh, okay. Let me try to test it. You are free to use this audio track to any of your videos, including the videos that you monetize. No attribution is required. Okay, so this is what we want. What is happening? Oh, here. Okay, so we've gotten this music, and the core objective of downloading this music on our locally on the local disk of our remote virtual desktop is to test out how music or sound how it sounds on the local computer. Now when I go in my download folder, I would like to get the music, so it is this one, and I paste it. So guys, so this is what I'm just playing this music locally on a virtual desktop located in some Azure data center in the US or somewhere else, and I'm using a virtual cloud computing desktop. It is amazing. It's just amazing. You can do whatever you want with your virtual desktop. All you have to do is to connect on it and use anything you want. You can type documents. As simple as that. You can let's get some text anyway. So let's get some text. Okay, When you go there, I would like to get some free text. Let's just copy or generate some. Let's copy this one. Copy. Okay, so we paste it and save. And save free computer notes. You save on a desktop. It is saved. This is what we call the power of cloud computing. If you've been doubting what cloud computing can do for you, this is one example, and it is something incredible. It is very, very incredible, you know. Now, in the next video I'm going to make is how do you connect a virtual machine, a virtual desktop that is located somewhere in the data center in the US, Australia, or Europe, or China, or everywhere, anywhere, and connect it with your local machine, you know, to transfer your files from your local machine to this computer. The next video I'm going to make is how do you transfer files from my local machine like this one to the remote virtual desktop you are running in Azure. That's the video I'm going to make, the next video I'm going to make. Alright, if you have enjoyed this video, I request you to subscribe, like this video, and subscribe to this channel. Please, it actually helps me when you like the video, as the video will go viral at some point if you like it and like it so much. I also encourage you to try out this technology. You can configure it. You watch other videos. I have left the videos, the links for those videos in the description that shows how to configure a virtual desktop like this one. So you can follow the instructions, the procedures, and everything, and then you also try out and you play around with this. It is very fun to play around, you know. Thank you so much for watching. See you again.